Okay, we are here at Blogcon Charlotte with Dana Loesch, the First Lady of the blogosphere. And, you know, you laugh at that, but...
I won't enforce dietary restrictions on everybody.
Well,
you guys can have all the salt you want, all the sugar you want, I will.
Well, I could probably use some dietary restrictions, but that's a whole nother story. So, Dana, how do you find Blog Bash today?
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. Normally with these things, I'm glad I'm here till Sunday, because normally with events like this, I have so much going on with the radio broadcast and everything else that I don't get to talk to a lot of people or go to a lot of the sessions that I would like to go to. So I actually am going to have time tomorrow. I'm only doing one panel, so that's cool. That's very cool.
Now, you did your radio show live from here. Was there anything special that I missed?
It was jam-packed. We started with Michelle Malkin, and we had Stephen Crowder, we had Brandon Darby, Steve Bannon, Wisconsin's Lieutenant Governor Rebecca Clayfish. We also had Katie Pavlik, of course, with her book Fast and Furious, Deneen Borelli with her book Black Lash, everybody who's here. So it was a lot of fun. It was a jam-packed show.
Now, you are one of the few people who graduated from first, you know, a blogger, radio host on Breitbart site, and now ABC, CNN.
Yeah.
Do bloggers treat you differently now because you're pretty much the face of us on the major networks? Isn't that
put upon somebody?
Isn't it? Well, it's the truth, though, isn't it?
I know. Well, I mean, I like to think that
and Michelle Malkin, I think, would be the other.
Well, that's very kind of you to say. I think we're a pretty individual bunch, and I just try not to embarrass myself or my family when I go on television. It's a lot of fun. It's just I've been blogging since probably about 2001. Back before it was really blogging, or there was, you know, community of really cool people, and I was afraid to use my name. In fact, the reason that I actually finally came out using my name online blogging was because of Jim Hoft. He used his name on Gateway Pundit, and I'm like, well, this dude can, then surely I can. So I stopped using a nickname and went with my real name.
What was the nickname?
Catalyst.
Didn't know that. Didn't know that. Discovered you after the fact.
4 years, yeah.
What is the difference between the blogging in the radio world and the television world that you're now a part of?
Oh my gosh, each one of them are so different. Radio's fun because it's a lot like theater. I love radio. Each one of them are different beasts. With blogging, and especially with the way that, you know, all of the different things you can do with new media. With blogging, you're more into the publishing, obviously, into the publishing realm. You control every single aspect of how something is presented. With radio, you can too. Television, not so much, because there are a lot of outside variables that affect the outcome of what people see on the television screen. So you're kind of at the mercy of some other people and some other guests and, you know, producers and all of that. It's a little bit in a similar way radio, but excuse me, a little bit kind of like how radio is, but blogging, I'm always going to love blogging because I love being able to control every aspect of everything. I love being able to select videos and photos and to be able to tell a story in a multimedia format. Television is a lot of fun because it makes you be efficient. You have to be efficient with your speech. You have to be very concise with your speech, very discerning with what you say as well, because you only have a few minutes and they don't care if you're not done talking or if they have bills to pay, commercials are going to come. With radio, there's a lot of room for imagination. So each one of them are different, but I love all of them.
Now, you are inside the left in a way that other people aren't. I mean, because I have a radio show on an actual station, WCRN, I get a little bit of an entree. But because you're on television, you have entree into the world of the professional left to some degree. Do they treat you or look at you from you? Have you seen anything strange in the way they carry themselves around you because first you were a blogger and then you were a Breitbart blogger, which, I mean, I'm sure that's got to be the, you know, the crosses in front of the vampire type thing for them. Right.
Well, I've always been on conservative stations in Indianapolis and in St. Louis, conservative terrestrial stations. So I've never felt like I was entering into a liberal world with that. But in television, though, one of the things that I've noticed, I've had a couple people be like, you're a crazy Tea Party or conservative. But the weird thing is that in a lot of instances, people are overly nice because they need your voice, and they don't want to run you off. There was one time I was flying out to do a television appearance on a talk show, And they were very overly nice to me, and they told me that, well, it's because we've had conservatives cancel because they've just, they've maybe decided, no, I don't think I want to do this yet. But you realize that you are going into the lion's den every single time I go to do one of these things. I know that I'm going to war, basically, as Andrew put it. So you're prepared for that. You're prepared to have fun with it, but you're also prepared to. It's modern day gladiators. It's exactly what it is.
What advice would you give to the blogger who's taking the step from first blogging to, let's say, radio, or radio to TV, when they have that opportunity? Is there one piece of advice that you'd give, having done these things?
Learn to articulate conservatism well and concisely.
All right, well, Dana Loesch, and where can people find you for the few listeners of mine who don't know?
Well, and I want to add on to that really quickly, too, because it's very different. The thinking process is very different from the keyboard to behind the mic to behind the camera. And that's why it's very important to make sure, if you have to talk in front of a mirror, do it, if that helps you, whatever it takes to help you talk. And see, I talk with my hands a lot, and I can't do that on camera. You can find me at Breitbart.com. You can find me at DanaLoesch.com, DanaRadio.com, 971talk.com. All find me there.
And that's in Missouri?
Missouri and Indiana, yes.
All right. Well, Dana, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.